It will give us a slight delay. Welcome, everyone, from the Bookworm community, also from the Beauty Cut Right community. We are here to service you once again.
Let me put on comments.
Yep, we want to see what you guys, if you have questions or anything.
Yep. And let me just check the Facebook. See if I can see it on the Facebook.
Let us know who's watching. Just say hi.
And where you're from.
That would be great.
I hope you're in someplace warm.
How much snow did you get?
Girl, it started snowing again today. We got about 2 feet of snow here.
We got snow overnight. So February is snow month.
Yeah, and it's cold.
Yeah.
It's below 0 with the wind chill factor.
It's the coldest month as well.
Okay, how come I'm not seeing anything on the Facebook page?
Hey,
It's below 0.
Hi.
The wind chill factor.
Charlotte says hey.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Carolyn, there go Fickle Kitty again. Hey.
Here we go. Hey, guys. Oh, from NOLA. Oh, is it nice and warm there? It's freezing in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Angel Face, you and your Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of both. So.
Oh, gosh. Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you here again this Friday. Wednesday. We are going to see if we're going to make this a regular thing on Wednesdays, because there's so much to talk about when it comes to investing in the stock market. And we had Houston's in the house. We had such a response from last week. And for those of you all who were here, we were going to do the dividend growth stock workshop, but decided to do a little pivot since this was so in demand, the Wednesday evening investor chat. And we're still going to do the workshop, but we pushed it to the end of the month, Thursday and Friday, the 25th and the 26th. So we're going to see how this works out with the Wednesday evening investor chat, and feel free to ask questions. And so we can get started.
Yeah, it's kind of like our way of preparing you for the dividend growth stocks workshop, because it's some amazing information that she's going to be teaching in that one. But today we're supposed to be talking about what type of investor you are, or just investment planning and
there you go.
Investments. So are we talking about this more on the entrepreneur level or both?
We're just talking about in general. I mean, okay, so if you come to me and say, you know what, Marsha, I'm ready to invest. I have some money put away. I have a brokerage account set up already. I have some stocks that I want to invest in. I'm ready to get started. I'm going to say, pump your brakes. Hold on. There's some pre-planning we need to do before we think about investing. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I'm talking about a little pre-planning first before we actually get into a plan. I think that over the next 2 Wednesdays, we can actually talk about plan.
Oh.
Making a plan. But right now, let's talk about pre-planning. Now, it is not my intention to hurt anybody's feelings. So, hello from Illinois. Yes. Okay, and 504 Darlene is interested in real estate. Ah, okay, we'll talk about that too.
Stop.
But before you decide that you want to invest, and even if you have already taken that step to invest, three things I want to talk to you about. And that has to do with your finances before investing. So the first thing I would ask you, and I would want you to ask, um, okay, Valerie, I'll talk about Robinhood too.
Yeah.
I would want you to be able to say yes to is, are your do you have your emergency fund set up? And I would want you to at least answer yes to that question. There are actually two types of emergencies that can occur. And that on one end, let's say um, your car breaks down and you need 2,500 to fix your car. That's one type of an emergency. Do you have the ability to say, I can cover that? On the opposite or the extreme end, my question would be, can you take care of yourself if you had an emergency like a loss of income? You lost your job. I don't want you to be able to invest and then have to pull out that investment because you've lost your job. I'm a prime example of that. And some of you all who have been following me for at least 8 months, maybe you know about my situation. And what happened is that back in April, the hospital that I was working at closed our unit where I was working. They told us on a Friday, we're closing your unit because of COVID. We need your beds. Monday, this is going to take place. You will no longer have a job as of Monday. What?
Go ahead, Marsha. That's a question I know. But I think she's sharing her experience.
Mm-hmm. That happened. And so I'm like, fortunately, I had already had my emergency fund in place. So I was able to tap into that to help tide me over until I figured out what I was going to do. And so my question to you is, do you have it in place? How much of an emergency fund? That depends. Now, for me, I decided that, when you look at most professionals will say 3 to 6 months, I'm kind of over the top. So I did have 6 months put away in an emergency fund. And I was able to tap into, I actually spent 3 months of that emergency fund. So it was good that I had it. So for me, I would say 3 to 6 months, preferably 6 months to tide you over. So that's number one. Is a year too much? No, it is not too much. You can go there. I mean, if that makes you feel more secure, then I would say yes. But I was secure with 6 months. Okay. So that would be the first thing I would want you to have in place is your emergency fund. The second thing I would ask you is this: is your debt under control? Now, I didn't say don't have any debt. I said, is it under control?
To think.
Yeah, because once again, if you start investing and you still have a lot of debt here, I don't want you to start having to go back into your brokerage account and your investments to pay off debt. And once again, I can use myself as an example. When I first started investing, I was married, had 3 kids, all under the age of 5. Yeah, I know. But we had two incomes coming in. We had a mortgage, we had a car note, the kids were in um, uh, not private schools, but preschool and all of that. So the debt was there. Okay, define control. I mean that you won't struggle if and having to pull out of money out of your investing account to pay off a debt. That you're not struggling to pay off any debts. So you may have a car note, you may have a mortgage, but you're able to pay that on a monthly basis with no problem. Okay, so that's what I mean by, is your debt controlled? You're not struggling to pay it off. Okay. And the third thing that I would say to anyone who is, getting ready to start investing is, can you afford to lose the money that you are getting ready to invest? Now, there's two ways to that. Emotionally, we can work with that. That's a mindset thing, because investing involves risk. You can lose your money. But the other thing is that we're long-term investors. So we're not, the market goes up and down, and you have your corrections and your crashes. It always recovers.
Mhm.
So the emotional mindset, we can work with that. So I'm talking about, if you invested and your portfolio starts to lose its value, is it going to affect you to the point where it's going to affect your other um, not investments, but other parts of your
Our
financial?
situation, yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Don't be struggling. That's
Mhm. And so those three things, I want you to at least be able to say yes, yes, and yes. Okay. G, I hope I say your name right. Bovine says, I'm 64. Is it too late for long term? No. And I'll say this, and I don't want you to take it, any other way but this. As long as you are above ground and breathing and in your right mind, it is never too late to start investing. Yep. So yes, I lost a lot with stocks that I invested through Robinhood. Okay.
that because I have a different experience too.
With
And
what?
with Robinhood, I know people are having
Mm-hmm.
different experience that I've gone through, and I'm going to attribute it to you as the reason why I've had a successful experience with Robinhood is because I've taken the foundations you've taught me, and I use that to manage my because it's a portfolio, although it's Robinhood and it's an app, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to manage it. Once you buy stocks, you have to pay attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not be too concerned with the fluctuations of things. I know some people worry about that, but
And it's short term.
short term, yeah.
That's short term.
Um,
Now, with regards to Robinhood, um, I think Robinhood is good for beginners. Uh, as you become a more mature investor, you will find that your expectations of your brokerage account or your brokerage firm is going to rise a little bit. You would want to be able to, customer service may be much more important to you. And I don't know about Robinhood. I do know the fact that I don't know if they've changed that, if you had an issue, you'd have to email them and then they would email you back. So that could be a problem. And so you may decide that, okay, as a beginner, I'm going to start off with Robinhood, but I'm going to graduate to another type of brokerage account, what I call a boss lady account. In other words, a place where I know I can get really good customer service, a place where I know that I can research my stocks, things like that. And so, yeah, Robinhood is good,
Mhm.
but you probably will not stay with Robinhood once you start,
Once you start, like
you
I
know.
filtering mines into a different portfolio now. And
And for me, I look at it as a growth process. So that's just my opinion.
I think it's good for people who are, if we'll say beginners, I would say for someone that has some bit of knowledge with investing. Because to be honest, when I did started my Robinhood account, I had already had TD Ameritrade. I had already had my Chase brokerage account. So I was already in the mix of investing. And the idea of that one was for, that swing trading type of thing, but still trying to figure out would this be a good app to use to do long-term investing in. So that's
Mhm,
how I ended up getting into it. But I guess my opinion, even though I've had a success with it, I don't think it's good for a straight newbie, don't know anything about investing type of beginner. You guys aren't beginners because Marsha's telling you exactly what to do. But yeah, like that's kind of like my take on it.
mhm.
But
But I also think that Robinhood serves a purpose. Um, a number of millennials, you know, are starting to get into investing because of Robinhood, because their friends have Robinhood, because they get free stock from Robinhood. So it has its place. Don't get me wrong. I just think that, you know, you
I,
get to a higher level after a while.
yeah, I went the other way. Play around with the low level, or if that's what people want to call it, not to offend anybody that,
Mhm,
Robinhood, but yeah. Well, the three things that you just shared
mhm,
that you would ask a person, these are questions you would ask them to find out if they are ready to invest.
mhm. Yeah, because it's, and I say this with love, and I say this because of experience. It's more than just I got the money, I have the brokerage account, and I have, you know, the time to do it. No, let's take it a little bit
Mhm.
before you get there. I'd like to know, and you know what? Even if you can't say no or yes to these questions, um, keep in mind that, okay, maybe I should uh, at least have it in place. Start it.
Mhm.
Start your emergency fund. Okay. I want you to uh, start having that debt under control. I just don't want it to, I don't want it to interfere with your investing
Yeah. So
because
what? Oh, go ahead. You were going to say because.
see, listen, you can't interrupt me because it'll leave real quick.
So, like you said, if someone can't say yes to all of those questions,
Mhm.
that means, in a sense, they're not quite or entirely ready. What does that person do? Do they need to make sure those steps are in place, solid, or are there other options? What do
But
you?
I would say at least start that process. I
Mm,
mean, if you decide, okay, I want to go ahead and start investing, so you know, don't invest everything, but use some of that money just to at least start that emergency fund.
mm,
I mean, because you can do two, but they should be at least in place, started and in place. Okay.
for that, agree
Let's see. Let's look at some questions. Um,
to
I
invest.
was green. I had no clue. I was just buying. Okay. Is it smart to withdraw money from an IRA to invest? Well, why don't you just invest within your IRA? Why do you have to take it out? You can invest within your IRA. And does Robinhood have a beneficiary feature? That I don't know, but that is really important.
Important, yeah. I'm going to be honest, I don't know because of the way that I handle that portfolio.
Okay, Brenda wants to know, where can I go to learn about investing in the stock market? You see that blue and that purple and white banner up under there? That's us. We are Bookworm Investment Club.
Mhm.
You live paycheck to paycheck? Okay. Okay. Then those three things are important, Brenda, what we just talked about. But yeah, Bookworm Investment Club is where we teach women how to invest in the stock market, how to build a stock portfolio, and how to manage that stock portfolio. So, and I'm the creator and the founder of Bookworm. Nakia is working with me and has been with me from the beginning. So she is also a team member of Bookworm Investment Club. Can I repeat the three questions? Okay. The emergency fund, the debt under control, and also,
Losing money.
yeah, can you afford to lose the money that you are going to invest? And I say that because, as I stated before, investing involves risk, and you can lose your money investing in the stock market. But as long-term investors, our money is going to grow.
Mhm.
Okay,
You learn how to manage.
long term, and we are buy and hold investors. So when we buy quality stocks, and that means when I say quality stocks, we analyze stocks before we buy them. They have to meet certain criteria. Um, we expect to hold these stocks for 1, 2, 3 years, as long as they're making us money. So that is what I mean by saying we are long-term investors.
Knowing how to manage that portfolio.
Learning how to manage that portfolio.
Yeah.
That is your money.
That can lower your risk. That has the possibility to lower your risk.
Mm-hmm. And the analyzing the stocks too, definitely. Researching and analyzing stocks. How do I join? How much money do I need to get started? The investment club, we meet monthly. And we meet the second Thursday of every month from 7 until 9. It's like 2 hours. We have a whole agenda. It is a membership fee. So the membership fee is $97 a month. And in that investment club, we talk about your portfolio for the first hour. We talk about our portfolios. And in the second hour, we take a stock, one stock, and we analyze and break down that stock. And we want to determine whether or not this is a good company to invest in. And after we do that stock analysis, if the answer is yes, we put that stock on our Bookworm watch list so that our members are able to say, if they decide, okay, I want to invest in this stock, well, we've done this analysis together, so we know this is a good company to invest in. Okay. So I think I've answered your question, G. Bovan.
Oh, Valerie.
Okay, Valerie, as a healthcare worker, my job, your job does not offer a 401k or retirement account. Oh,
So she wants to know how to start one.
sh- I'm surprised. That's all. Geez, you would have to start your own
Mm-hmm.
stock portfolio. Unfortunately, it won't be, it would be after you've paid your taxes. So, yeah, that's what I would tell you to do, but I'm surprised.
There's a lot
And
of
yeah.
finding out that's not offering those 401k plans and things like that. And then there are jobs
Mhm,
people who have them and don't know how to manage them. So
mhm,
they know that they can manage it themselves.
yeah.
Interesting.
So, you guys have any other questions for us? Can you put up my email?
Yes. That way,
Um,
if you're interested in working with her directly, or you
mhm.
have questions. Kate,
That is my email address, Marcia at bookworminvestmentclub.com. Drop me an email and we can chat even more about how we can help you to build your own personal stock portfolio. And we will be happy to do that. We work with women of all ages. Yes. Okay.
any questions? Well, guess we'll close it on out. We plan
Yeah.
here.
And we will cover different topics for the next Wednesday. It's not going to be the same. Um, and if you, um, would it be wise to take my money out of my and put it into a Roth? See, I don't know because I'm not a financial planner. Okay, so let me explain this.
Yes.
My experience comes from the years that I have been investing in the stock market. I started investing back in 1994. So a lot of what I do has been trial and error, and I've been in a number of investment clubs. That is where I got my education from. And when you do something for almost 30 years, you should know how to do it. And I've been investing for just about that long. Okay. I'm very sorry I went offline and I didn't hear what you said. Okay. Let me see what comment did. Oh, okay.
Your website.
Oh, okay. You asked about how to join. This is, well, we have an investment club that meets once a month, the second Thursday of every month from 7 to 9. And in that investment club, we meet for 2 hours. The first hour is dedicated to building our stock portfolios. The second hour is dedicated to doing a stock analysis because ultimately, the whole thing about this is women should know how to analyze stocks and build their personal portfolios, stock portfolios. And that is what I teach. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, and that's what we do at Bookworm. Is their website right there, bookworminvestmentclub.com. And my email address, we had it up there that you can send me an email.
You guys know her name's Marcia.
Yes, Marcia, not the SHA.
That's so
All righty.
awesome, guys. Well, we'll be back next Wednesday. We'll have a different topic. So just stay tuned to that and we'll see you guys.
Wait, if you have a topic that you'd like for us to talk about, let me know.
Yes.
We certainly can
Comment
talk
below
about it.
this video. We would love to know.
Yes. And thanks, guys, for coming out. We appreciate you. And we will see you next Wednesday.
We're out.